So I grew up in a family of four, my mom, my dad, and my brother in Upland, California. And then in ninth grade, I went to Upland Christian, and my mom actually worked there. So since it was a small school, I got to try all sorts of things. I was involved in ASB, I was in the art club, and we actually got to teach second and third grade kids in a classroom setting, and we got to lead them in like an art lesson over the course of a few weeks. And I played volleyball with the school all 4 years. And I was also part of these leadership kind of missions trips, and we would go to like Utah and converse with Mormons and have dialogue. And we went to Berkeley and talked to a lot of the atheist clubs on campus. And it was really cool to be loved on by so many people and also kind of pour that out into the community. On those missions trips, I actually learned a lot about how to have conversations and defend my faith, and it really helped me to have a logic side of my relationship with God. I started taking art class, which I had never done before, and I really just kind of fell in love with the classroom setting with art because it was so new. But Mr. Williams was the art teacher at the time, and his class was actually the first class that I had, and he really pushed me and realized that I wanted to just try everything. So he actually was the one that introduced me to oil paint, and so that's still the medium that I use now, so it was really formative. After I graduated from Upland Christian, I went to Westmont College in Santa Barbara, California, and I got plugged in right away in smaller ways than I was in high school, but I still got to be part of a bigger community, and that was really important to me, that was faith-based. While I was at Westmont, I actually became part of the Urban Initiative team, which leads trips up to San Francisco to help out with pre-existing organizations there that help out the homeless population in the city by giving them resources and providing them with safe spaces. And so that actually kind of ignited my passion to go back to San Francisco and really allowed me to fall in love with the city. And so I actually decided to do a semester there when I was a junior in college. And as part of the Westmont in San Francisco program, I interned in the city and got to get my feet wet with a lot of the arts and arts therapy type of occupations that I could go into after I graduated. So while I was in San Francisco as a student, I actually got to intern at the Arc of San Francisco, which is kind of a day center for adults with differing abilities, and allowed them to have classes and fun and community and really just engage with San Francisco, things that they really weren't pushed to do before. So while I was there, I taught 3 art classes for the clients, as we called them there, and I got to jump in and teach, and it's something that I had never done before because I thought I wanted to be an artist, but I didn't know how to really fuse that with my love for helping people. And so at the ARC, I really got to do both of those things. After I graduated from Westmont, I got a job fairly immediately at the Westmont in San Francisco house where I spent my semester, and I was extremely excited because being part of that community really helped me to fall in love with San Francisco, and so I wanted to provide that space for students graduating within a year or two of their time there, and really be their guide of sorts, but also push them to have their own experience in the city and to serve as a resource for them when they see things that they've never seen before and had experiences that they never have had before, and to really come at it from a really empathetic point of view, since I had gone through the same thing. And being at the ARC really exposed me to murals and painting murals, and I fell in love with it. So recently I got to be invited to paint a mural at a local elementary school in San Francisco. The mural was part of a gardening initiative that is taking place at a lot of San Francisco public schools, where people are bringing in kind of this green space so that kids can learn where their food really comes from. And so in our painting of the mural, we were really working to brighten up the space at that gardening kind of area on campus. And it was really cool because we'd paint over the weekends, and so kids would come back to school on Monday after having a blank wall, and they really thought it was magic, honestly, that they were seeing right before their eyes. There was no flowers, and then the next day there were these huge flowers on the walls, and so they were really excited, and hearing about their reactions was honestly one of the biggest highlights of doing that mural at the school. What Ephesians 2:10 means to me is that really, as God's masterpieces, we each have unique talents and gifts that allow us to contribute to the world and make it a better place. I was made for allowing people to feel heard in whatever ways they need and providing a space for them to have a voice.